Okay, next up we're going to look at what we call leavening agents. So I have two different containers of baking powder and I have one box of baking soda. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let the containers help me do some measuring if it's possible. So I'm going to start with the baking soda. Whenever you open up a brand new box, and granted, work with me, this one's been opened, usually on the end there's this little spot where you can push in, and if you do that and lift up, you're going to notice that a straight edge is actually built into the box. So let's say my recipe called for a half a teaspoon of baking soda. What I can do is just dunk my spoon in, but then level it right across that straight edge, and voila, I've got my half of a teaspoon. I wouldn't need to have a knife close by to level this off. I can just use the box, okay? So that's a nice feature with baking soda boxes. Now, moving on to baking powder, let's say, I need this fourth of a teaspoon of baking powder. This container, if I open up the lid, it also has a straight edge built in. So I can dunk my teaspoon in, my fourth teaspoon, and I can just drag it across this straight edge, and all of a sudden I have my fourth of a teaspoon. So just dragging it across, and that's gonna be my measurement. So that's a very nice feature that's built in there. Now, let's say you get a container that maybe looks a little bit like this, and you open it up. Sometimes there'll be a straight edge built in, and there's like a metal piece that goes across, but as you can see with this one, there's not. So what we would have to do then is just dunk in to get our measurement. And then you just level across with your knife, and then you can get your measurement. So the reason I show you this is because if there's something built in to help you level, go ahead and use it. If there's not, well, then we just go back to our regular old dinner knife and we can just scrape across the top and then get our accurate measurement from there. So that would be baking soda and baking powder are two different measurements.